Okay, a very good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Where's the good morning, girls?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
I
morning.
like
Morning,
that.
bye.
Oh, look at that. Look at her speaker, how energetic she is. We need to match her vibe, girls. Come on, I don't want a sleepy good morning on a Monday. I know there's Monday blues.
Let's hear a good morning. Really good
Yes,
morning.
can I hear
Come
that? A
on.
very good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I love you all. That's the vibe I want. See? Okay. So, hello everybody. This is Aisha Sheikh. I'm the founder admin of We Happy Homemakers. So not every Monday, alternate Mondays, we do have a speaker session where we get profound people, well-known people who come forward and either they share their journey or it's on a topic. We try to teach a skill to homemakers. So this is a routine since 1.5 years almost we've been following, and I'm so glad to see new faces today. So those who couldn't join, I'm feeling bad for them, but nevertheless, we are going to post this on YouTube channel, so you can always go back and check. Okay, talking about the speaker, one of a dearest friend of mine, an amazing person, such a down-to-earth person she is, and a very well-known yoga instructor. Talking about her, one thing that I just came to know today that she was a biology teacher in the beginning. Then she became a college counselor, and later she became a yoga instructor. So she has tried all the profession actually. So yoga, the kala, that came as a surprise completely for me, and I think I have got a little bit plus points now for you. Extra teacher wala factor aa gaya andar usme.
Once a teacher, always a teacher. It's hard to get it out of your system. Yeah.
Isn't it? And girls, don't go with the face now. She's a mommy of 2 adults. And I never knew that. I was like, Hala, I thought you didn't have kids. And she was like, what? Are you for
30
real?
years and 25 years. Two boys, 30 and 25. Yeah.
MashaAllah, can you hear that? 30 and 25 years. So how many of you really thought that she has kids of that age? Did you believe anyone? Like the newcomers? No, right? Even I can't believe still date. But mashallah, that's the power of yoga. And today, Kala is here with us. She is going to share the benefits of proper breathing. And might as well, she might show us few stretches which we can perform at home later. Some health tips with us. Isn't it, Alia? Alia is muted.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, definitely. I second every word of what Aisha has said. And I have been following Kala on her Instagram page, that is Yoga with Kala. Very consistently, I follow her and I try to do whatever she shows, because yoga is, really a meditative form of exercise, which really helps you with your health issues. And it was my dream once, at least I will have some training with Kala. So I think this dream is coming true for today. So it's really a pleasure having you, Kala, on board. And I'm sure all of us will benefit from whatever strategies you show us today. Thank you so much. And over to Radhia.
Yes. Hello, Kalaji. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, first of all, Kalaji, for coming over and gracing our session. I have been practicing, learning yoga since 6 months, and I must tell everyone that, I'm not a regular one. On and off, I do. But the on and off sessions too have benefited me so much. But I just have to, I know, and after this session, everybody will be inspired to inculcate yoga practices in our daily lives. I too should be inspired actually, because I'm not a regular one. I learned yoga at Diva Yoga, if you might be knowing, at it's a Sarvesh franchise in Mumbai. It's a very great one though, and I have benefited so much from that. Yoga is inculcating yoga in a daily habit. I think it brings a lot of positive changes in our life.
Yeah.
After this session, I'm sure everybody will left inspired to continue yoga in our daily life. Thank you so much again.
I'll be the first one. I haven't tried it yet. So I've done the regular workout, but yes, Kala, you need to convert me today. You must make me your student now. All right. So can we have a huge round of applause firstly for Kala, because she took out time for us, and her valuable time. She was super duper busy, so busy, but yet she said that Aisha, I want to do this session for y'all. And there she is, the gorgeous girl. Kala, over to you. And
Thank
that
you
is
very
it.
much. Thank you. Hi, Charlotte. Welcome. Good to see you. Okay, so as you got it by now, my name is Kala, and so I was a teacher by profession, a high school biology teacher. So it's there's no doubt why both my boys never took biology in their high school, because they would always see me around. So they both went totally away from biology into, why am I seeing my face as the
I
big
put
one?
you on spotlight.
Ah, okay. I would love to see other people's faces, at least for a little bit, if it's
Oh,
okay.
you want to? You can
Yeah.
always change it because this has been recorded, right? So when
Yeah.
we have you on spotlight, then people can see you big.
Yeah. How do I change myself?
It's
not to
okay.
go-
It's okay
Yeah,
then.
okay,
I have removed
okay.
it.
Let's keep it this way for a little while till I
Okay.
get to. So yeah, so high school biology teacher. Then I moved to England and I became college counselor for Warwick University. So I would help students from India and China and other parts of the world get into Warwick University. So that was my profession in UK. And then I've lived and worked in about 8 countries around the world. So I had a chance to learn yoga from different teachers all over the world, different styles. And so the natural progression from biology to the human body, looking at the human body differently, so turned into yoga, did my teacher training in London with the British Wheel of Yoga. I'm an Indian origin person taught by a Gora. So the white guy taught me about my own culture, which is pretty unique. And he did a good job, by the way. So it's a 2.5-year intensive course. And ever since, for the last 7, 8 years, yoga has been my passion. And I teach people all over the world. I've got clients in UK, in California, India, Dubai, all over the place. So that's my passion. I see the internet, the Instagram is all full of, complicated poses, people standing on their heads, people standing on their toes, standing on things that normal people can't do. And then you just flip through it, you think, oh yeah, okay, that's nice, but it's not for me, and you move on, So my goal is to bring simple movements to everybody's life. So everybody can do this. Even if you're not a yoga practitioner, you can obviously lift your hand. You can obviously bend forward. You can obviously bend back. So little movements that keep you flexible every day. So that is my goal, to encourage everyone, just get up and move a little bit, and that's enough. And you've got that joint to be flexible. Okay. So today's program is going to be about breathing. Now, I'd like to focus just on one aspect of yoga, which is the breath part of yoga. So before we start the breathing techniques, I just want to give you a little background on the breath itself. The breath is something that when the child is born, for the first few seconds, you notice the child is not breathing, right? And then the doctor gives a little tap or they remove the mucus, and then the life starts. Have you seen that? The moment the life starts and the breath enters the lungs, that is the first moment we as human beings, we start breathing. And this breath is there with us from that first few moments till the very, very end, till the final moment when the breath ends. We are breathing throughout life. But how many times during the day do you actually sit quietly and observe that breath? Have you ever thought of it? This is something we do it so automatically. Do you know that a human being breathes about 30,000 times in a few minutes, so we keep on breathing all the time, but we never notice. It's such an involuntary action that we do. And there's so much about the breath that you can understand if you only sit quietly and listen to your breath. Not just listen, observe the breath. There's so many things about your body that you can understand by just observing the breath. Okay. So before we move to the breath itself, I'd like to just take a moment to share a screen, if I can. Can you host enable me?
Yeah,
to share
you're the
screen?
host now.
Okay, so here we are. And share. I just want to show you how the human anatomy is. Okay. So this is your human lung. Okay, everybody, we've all got 2 lungs, as you know, the right lung and the left lung. And you see this little part here, the base of the lung is the diaphragm. Okay, so we've got a diaphragm, we've got the right lung, we've got the left lung, you've got the nostrils through which you breathe, and the breath passes through the nasal passage. And there's two different tubes. One goes through the mouth, which is the food passage, and the nasal passage going next to the food passage. The breath enters the bronchus here, goes into the lungs, and it goes into the right and the left lung. So each time you inhale, this diaphragm is pulled down. The diaphragm gets pulled down and the lung capacity expands. Each time you exhale, the diaphragm goes in and the lung capacity constricts. So simple formula. When you breathe in, the lungs are expanding, you're creating more space. When you breathe out, the lungs are constricting. Simple formula, okay? So this happens involuntary, we're always breathing. But do you know when you breathe, normally when you breathe, we're just using 10% of what the lung is capable of. The breath hardly ever reaches for the diaphragm. Look at the base of the lung. We hardly ever reach till the base of the lung. Constantly breathing just in the top part of the lung. And every time you're anxious, you're stressed out, which we are most times of the day, we go for shallow breathing, breathing even more little of the lungs, breathing just at the top part of your lungs. So you can see how much of unused capacity we have, where we can use so much more of the lungs, but we don't. Constantly stressed out, anxious, shallow breathing. So that's what we try to do most of the time, okay? But if we can expand the capacity of our breath and increase the capacity of the lungs, you can work miracles with your life. Why? Because the lungs take in oxygen from the atmosphere. And this oxygen, if you can give each of the cells, now we're going to the parlor and you've got all these new technology of oxygen replenishing, pumping oxygen into the cells, paying millions of dollars just for that. All you got to do is breathe. All you got to do is deep breathe, fill up each and every cell of your body with extra oxygen. How easy it is to do. We don't do that. And to get a good skin and to get a clearer skin, we go oxygen therapy, pumping oxygen into the blood and into the skin. So just by breathing deeply, you can pump in more oxygen to the cells and the organs of the body. So what is the benefit of deep breathing? As the diaphragm that I just showed you is actually a muscle. It's a muscle. It's not just a part of the lung. It's a muscle. Just like you train your biceps and your triceps and your hamstrings and all of that, the diaphragm is a muscle that you have to train. If you don't train the muscle, you don't use it, you lose it. The diaphragm starts to become sort of relaxed, and then it's hard to expand it afterwards. So from a very young age, teach your kids to deep breathe. All they have to do is sit up tall and inhale and exhale deep. How hard is it to do this, right? So if you deep breathe, it improves your stress levels. Your stress levels start to come down. And also, most of the time when there's a stimuli from outside, let's say somebody angers you, somebody irritates you, the first reaction for you is to react impulsively. You just say something that you shouldn't have said, or you do something that you shouldn't have done, and then you regret it. But when you practice this deep breathing continuously, the mind stops reacting impulsively and you are able to respond intelligently. So that is a proven fact, where you stop reacting and you respond very, very calmly to anything that bothers you. The muscles, the intercostal muscle, the sides of the lungs, they start to expand. Your sleep quality improves. You're also always mindful, you're aware of that breath. As I said, how often do we sit quietly and observe the breath? So just sitting quietly, being aware, being connected to your inner self, being connected to the spirituality that's within us, that improves once you become aware of the breath. It helps in your blood pressure, works with the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. I'll tell you about this in a moment. Okay? Any doubts so far? All good? Am I boring? Interesting?
Yes, just you have to mute the participant. There's a background noise somewhere.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Shivendra Kumar, it seems. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Perfect.
Okay, okay. So what do I mean by, now, I want you to all sit up nice and tall before I go to this slide. Just sit up nice and tall. Place your finger under your nose and just inhale and exhale. If you want to focus on that breath, you can close your eyes. Just place your finger under your nose and just inhale and exhale. Observe the breath. I want you to observe if the right nostril is more open or the left nostril is more open. See where the air comes out a little bit more than the other nostril. I also want you to observe the temperature of the breath. If you close your eyes, keep your mind quiet and focus on the breath. You should be able to observe if the right nostril is a little more open than the left nostril. Is the breath coming from my right nostril a little warmer? Or is the breath coming from my left nostril a little cooler? Just observe the temperature of the breath. Mainly, I'd like you to observe which nostril is a little bit more open than the other. And release the hand. Open your eyes. Now, tell me, was the right nostril open or was the left open for most?
I feel, ma'am, that I am inhaling from the left nostril and exhaling from the right one.
So the left was more open than the right.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Okay.
Me
Anyone felt the opposite? Where the right was more open than the left? There you go. There you go, Supriya. Okay.
Yeah, even me, Kala.
Yeah, for
The
me
right
also
was
right
open.
more.
Okay. So
For,
what
yeah,
is
for me
happening
also
is,
right was more.
let me
And right side
explain.
is warmer and left side I can't feel also whether it is cool or warm.
But is it more open or less open?
Less open from the left, more open from the right, and it is
Okay.
warmer in the right.
Okay. So here what's happening is the right nostril and left nostril, the air is going through both the nostrils. Once the air goes in, we call it the energy channels. As you breathe in, you're breathing in energy too. It goes in and at the eyebrow center, we call this is a very powerful energy junction in our body. It crisscrosses. So the right nostril goes to the left brain, the left nostril goes to the right brain. Okay. So here, when you breathe through one of the nostrils, you see what happens here. Here we are. The right nostril is supposed to be masculine. The right nostril is considered to be the action part of your life. So the right is more open. You're a very energetic, very action-oriented person, always type A, running to do things, ready for activity, ready for increased energy. Your mind is very active. You're always over the top. You're, as it says, you're good in math and science and all sort of logic sort of a thing. This is good. It's good if your right nostril is well and open. But if your right nostril is open all the time, where is the time for the body to rest? Where is the time for the body to relax? You need a combination of action and calming. You need a balance between both. You can't be always jumping about and being active. At the same time, you can't always be quiet and calm and always in a very relaxed, low metabolic rate. So we need a balance between both. If your left was more prominently open, the left is connected to the right side of the brain. So you're a more creative person. You're a more, linguistic sort of a person. And also your parasitic nervous system is more active, which means you're always a very calm person, very cool. Maybe you have less digestion. Maybe it takes time for things to, your metabolic action is a bit low. You're very calm, very nice, very, relaxed sort of a person. But that's no good either. It's no good being all the time active. It's no good being all the time, relax. The life won't work. We need a balance between both. And every time if you're, let's say in your daily life, you're constantly stressed out, constantly anxious, constantly have to rush, you'll find that your right is more open than the left. Maybe, and the body has this beautiful mechanism of balancing out. The body keeps on balancing every, say, 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, there's a regulation of temperature within the body. We don't realize all these things are happening within us without even us realizing. So what can I do? so that my body temperature, my nervous system, the parasitic nervous system is all about resting and quietness. The sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight. We're always alert. If there's a bee trying to come close to us, we're alert and we try to flick the bee out. So that is your sympathetic nervous system working, right? So we need that alertness, we need the quietness. So calming of both the energy channels. What can I do to keep this balance going on during my day? Which is one of the breathing techniques I will let you know in a moment, okay? So coming back to the nervous system, as I said, the parasitic nervous and the sympathetic nervous system gives you the balance. Sympathetic is fight or flight, the stress response. Parasitic is rest and digest, okay? And this is the same thing that I was trying to demonstrate with different slides. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this and move back to the Zoom. Okay, so you get a little idea what the breath is and how important it is. So let's begin our action part now. So let's come into a standing. Let's stretch a little bit before we go into our breath awareness. If you can stand up, that's great. If you can't stand up, you can be seated and just do these stretches. I just wanted to warm up a little bit before we start our breath awareness. I want the lungs to be opened up a little bit. So just take your time, stand up wherever you are. And slowly, let's do some little breathing with movement to open up the sides of the lungs. So stand up nice and tall. I want you to take a deep inhale as you start to raise the palms up. Let your inhalation go till your palms touch. So keep it slow. Exhale as you start to release and the palms come back to the center. 3 more times. Be mindful of the breath. Deep inhale as you circle the palms till the palms touch. Exhale as you circle the palms back to the center. 2 more. Inhale, circle, let the palms touch. Exhale as you circle, let the palms come back to the center. Last one. Inhale, circle, let the palms touch. This time stay here. Interlock your fingers and turn the palms up. Stretch it up. Take the palms a little back, maybe behind the ears, as you open up the sides of the lungs, open up the armpits, open up the back of your lungs. On that note, 60% of your lungs are at the back. We always think of the lungs as being at the front. There's a big chunk of your lungs at the back. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling. And just for a moment to warm up the body, lift the heels on your tiptoes. Let me see how long you can hold it. On your tiptoes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release the heels, release the palms, and shake it up. Just trying to expand the capacity of the lungs. Let's go for some cat-cow stretches. Elbows and palms join together. So your elbows touching and your palms touching. Lift the elbows so they are in line with your nose, probably. Nose or your mouth. You take a deep inhale as you start to open up the elbows up. The elbows in line with your shoulders, wrists in line with your elbows. Keep it here. Take an inhale, arch back, head up, chest up, throat up, look up, open up the lungs. Exhale as you release. Take the belly in, curve your spine like a cat and bring the elbow and palm together. Let's do this 3 more times. Inhale as you open up the elbows and start to arch back. It feels so good to open up the chest. Exhale as you release. Take the belly in and let the palm and elbow touch. 1 more time. Inhale, open up the elbows and arch back. Elbows lifted up, elbows lifted in line with the shoulders. Beautiful, Charlotte. Open up. Exhale as you release. Bring the elbow and the palm together and release and shake it out. That was just an exercise to open up the front of the lungs. Just when you arch back, all this starts to expand. Constantly we're slouching and sitting in front of a computer or doing something. So you're compressing the lungs. So this exercise just opens up the lungs. Let's go for a little bit of opening up the sides of the lungs. So circle your palms, lift up, join your palms in Namaste. Maybe interlock your fingers, the index finger is pointing up. Let the biceps close in on your ears. So you're standing up like you're trying to dive into a pool or something. Lengthen, reach up. Take an inhale. Exhale as you bend to the right side. Just stay here. Keep everything in line. Elbows straight, arms straight. Beautiful. Keep bending. Keep bending to the right. Observe the left side, the left kidney space, the left lung space, all of it stretching out. Release as you come back to the center. Release the palms and shake it up. Let's do that one more time on the other side. Circle the palms, lift up, interlock the fingers, raise the palms up, stretch it out. Take a good inhale at the center. Exhale as you start to bend. Make sure you're not bending forward. It's a side bend. Even if you don't go too much, just bend to the side. Observe the right side, the right kidney space, the right lung, the right armpit. Keep bending, keep breathing, feel the stretch. Take your time. And release as you come back to the center. Release the palms and shake it up. Slowly when you're ready, let's go for a twist just to work on this diaphragm. Remember the muscle at the bottom of your lung. Just sort of wake it up. It's sort of crumpled and sitting in there because you're always, everything is so tight here. Let's expand. Open up the palms, shoulder level. Stand up nice and tall. Take the palms a little back. Take an inhale. Exhale. Twist to the right side. Full twist. Twisting from the base of the spine. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Twisting to the right. Beautiful. Release. Come back to the center. Release the palms. Shake it out. One more time. Other side. Open up the palms. Take an inhale, use your exhale to twist to the other side. Deep twist. Release as you come back to the center. Release the palms. Let's do that one more time. This time, open up the palms. Curl your fingers and the thumb pointing up to the ceiling. Open the palms out a little more. Open up the chest. Take an inhale, exhale as you twist to the right side. Full twist. Keep the feet where they are. Just twisting. Keep going. Keep going. Twist, twist, twist. Not bend. Earlier, it's a twist. It's a twist. Twist to the right side. And release. Come back to the center. Release the palms. Shake it out. Prepare on the other side. Open up the palms. The thumb pointing up. Open the shoulders. Take an inhale and just twist from the base of the spine to the other side. Release, come back to the center, release the palms and shake it up. Well done. Let's do one more stretch and then we'll begin our breathing. Pick up your right palm and place it on your left shoulder from the back. Place it on your left shoulder. Pick up your right palm and hold on, pick up your left palm, hold on to your right elbow. Got it? Pull everything to that left side. Pull everything to that left side. Use your left hand to pull everything to that side. Feel the sides of the chest stretching. Feel the sides of the diaphragm stretching. And release. Come back. Release and shake it out. Let's finish on the other side. The left palm on your right shoulder from the back. Pick up your right palm, place it on your left elbow. Use this to pull yourself back to the right side and feel the stretch. Beautiful. Think of the lungs expanding, the sides of the lungs, the base of the lung, the armpit. And release. Come back. Release everything and shake it out. Come back to your seat. And let's sit up nice and tall. For those of you who want, you can sit on the floor too if you have the access or not. Sit on the chair. A little bit warmed up now. You feel the lungs a little bit expanded. Just sit up nice and tall on your seat. Just place your palms on your thighs. With your palms on your thighs, just sort of push so the spine lengthens. You're sitting a little more taller than usual. Just lift the shoulders up and take the shoulders back and release. So your chest is open, sitting up nice and tall. Make sure the chin is not closing the throat. The chin is parallel to the floor. All I want you to do is close your eyes. You can listen to the sound of my voice. You're sitting upright, spine is long, shoulders open. Close your eyes. And start to take all your awareness within yourself. Just let go. Whatever is happening outside, whatever is happening way outside the world, just let go and start to zoom in all your focus within yourself. And when you take your attention within yourself, you'll discover there's a little sound that's happening of the breath. Just start to focus a little more on that breath. Just observe the breath. Just observe yourself inhaling and exhaling. Don't do anything with the breath. Don't force it. Whatever is happening, let it happen naturally. Each time you inhale, visualize the breath passing through that upright spinal cord. Each time you exhale, visualize the breath passing through the spine down towards the earth. Each time you inhale, just visualize yourself being filled with lots of positive energy, positive thoughts. Each time you exhale, visualize yourself, just let go of anything that doesn't serve its purpose. You don't need to be carrying the burden of anything that doesn't need to be there. Any hatred, any anxiety, any jealousy, any stress. Release it with your exhale. Continue breathing. Inhaling positive energy. Exhaling negative thoughts, negative energy. Let's clear out the system with our breath. Breathing through the nostrils with the mouth closed. Exhaling through the nostrils with the mouth closed. All you got to do is observe the breath, something that you've been doing since the very minute you've been born on this earth to the very last minute. We're just sitting quietly and observing the breath, taking your attention a little deeper within yourself. Slowly start to visualize the breath passing through the back of the throat. Breath is passing through the back of the throat, and you should hear the sound of the breath passing through the back of the throat. The back of the throat is directly connected to the diaphragm. Slowly stay where you are. Don't move. Curl your tongue. Just curl the tongue so the back of your tongue is touching the top of the palate. Tip of the tongue is pointing to your throat. A very simple movement. Curl your tongue, back of the tongue touching the top of your palate. tip of the tongue pointing to the throat. And continue the breathing. Just by curling the tongue, you're opening up the back of your throat. And remember, the back of your throat is connected to your diaphragm. Observe the change in the sound of the breath when you just curl your tongue. This is a very powerful mudra called the Kejari mudra. We have different mudras in yoga, different pressure points. Start to feel the back of the throat opened up a little more. Again, visualize you're breathing just from the top of the lungs. Remember, the goal is to take the breath a little more deeper, possibly even access the diaphragm, possibly from the belly. And slowly release the tongue. Release from this practice. Take a moment, open your eyes. All you did was just experience that deep breath. Just experience the breath passing through your body. Be aware of that breath. Just creating that awareness. That was one technique. This is one technique where you can just sit still, nothing to do. Just find a corner. It can be a chair, it can be a floor. Sit up tall, spine is upright, shoulders open, chin parallel, breathe. Simple. And you want to take a little deeper, curl your tongue, open up the back of the throat, which is opening the diaphragm. Let's practice a second technique of breathing, which is called the square breathing. Now, in the square breathing, we take you to the next level of retaining the breath. What happens when you pump something in and you hold, and then you let go, you're letting go a little more than what you intended to. So when you inhale and hold the breath, and then you exhale, you're exhaling a little bit more, releasing more carbon dioxide. Again, when you exhale, hold that exhale for a moment, and then begin your next inhale and feel the difference. So that's what we're going to do. So sit up nice and tall. Nothing to do, just sit up tall. Again, the same cues, shoulders open, spine upright, chin parallel. Now you close your eyes and I want you to visualize a perfect square. Perfect square, visualize it in your mind. Now start from the left side corner at the bottom of the square. I want you to take a deep inhale as you visualize the square being drawn up, the line from the bottom to the top. Once you reach the top, I want you to hold the inhale for that horizontal line of the square. Once you reach the right hand corner, long exhale as you draw that vertical line down the square. Once you reach the right hand lower corner, hold that exhale for a brief moment as you mentally draw a horizontal line, reaching to your starting point. If you're a beginner and you're struggling, once you square, you can return to normal breathing and then start the square again. So let's work on it together. Sitting up tall, deep inhale as you draw that line up on the square. Hold that inhale for that horizontal line. Long exhale as you draw that vertical line down the square. Hold your exhale as you draw that horizontal line till you reach the starting point. Straight away, continue. Deep inhale, draw that second line, drawing up. Hold that inhale for that brief moment. Long exhale as you release the breath down. Hold that exhale for a brief moment. So we're just manipulating the breath. Continue at your own pace. Inhaling, deep inhalation, again through the nose, nostrils. Hold that inhalation, create that vacuum. So then your exhale is longer and more carbon dioxide can be released. Retaining the breath, long exhalation. Hold that exhalation for a brief moment. And then inhale again and observe the quality of your inhalation. Once you exhale and hold. In Sanskrit, they're called kumbhakas, Antara Kumbhaka and Bahir Kumbhaka. It's a very strong manipulation of the breath. This is pranayama. Prana is your life force, the force that exists within you. Without prana, there is no life. And yama is controlling, manipulating. So different ways how you can manipulate the breath, control the breath is pranayama. Breathing, yogic breathing. Once you complete the square, release, return to normal breathing. You can open your eyes when you're ready. And tell me how you felt with this breath retention. Just inhaling, hold the breath, exhale, hold the breath. Did you find the quality of your inhale improving when you hold and inhale? Did you find the quality of your exhale improving when you hold and exhale? So just sort of creating that pressure and then releasing. You know, anytime that you hold and release, it releases more. And when you hold that exhale and inhale, you're literally gasping for breath. So you inhale a little bit more. Automatically your breath becomes deeper. Deeper inhalation and extended exhalation. So this is the second technique you can practice, the square breathing. Just because the mind needs something to think of, we give you a square to think of. You're drawing the line, you're holding on that horizontal, exhale, and hold on that other horizontal. So this is called a square breathing. These are all techniques you can teach your husbands, you can teach your children, just to sit up tall and breathe. Just become aware of the breath. And kids love this, the breath manipulation. So creating a square. Oh, I drew a big square. Oh, my breath was in and my breath was out. So visualize, make things fun, and kids will also learn the habit of breathing. And I trust you, their life will change completely, all by sitting up tall and breathing. Completely their outlook to life, the way they react to life, the way they respond to life will change. Okay, so that was the second technique. The third technique, I told you the lungs are, you've got the top part, you've got the middle part. The middle part is your intercostal muscles on the lungs. You know, the ribs are there, and you've got the muscles joining the ribs. You can understand, right? The bones are so tight for some of us. We need to expand those muscles on the sides of the ribs. And we need to expand the diaphragm at the base of the ribs. So I'm going to move back a little bit. So let's do this three-part breathing. Again, sit up nice and tall. We're going to keenly observe the different parts of the lung. So just sit up tall. Place your palm at the base of your lung. So it's just about a couple of inches above your navel. Let the tip of your middle finger gently touch. Maybe the fingers close together. Close your fingers and stay here. Again, the criteria: spine is upright, shoulders open, chin parallel. Now, focus on this area where the palms are touching. Deep inhale and just observe the fingers separating as you inhale deeply. Exhale as you release. Let the fingers get back together. Simple breathing, breathing through the base of your lung. Keep going. Inhale as you expand. Let the fingers spread out. Exhale as you release. Let the fingers come back together. Few more rounds. Inhale, expand. Feel the base of your lungs expanding. Exhale as you release. Let the fingers get back to neutral. One last time. Deep inhale, breathing, focusing on the base of the lungs. Exhaling as the fingers come back together. Release. Take a moment. As I said, always you're breathing to this part, the top of the lungs, just here. If you notice, next time you observe your breath, it's just here. We hardly ever go to the base of the lung. And if you're more anxious, you're more stressed out, even more. So imagine all the lungs that we let go, all that oxygen that the body can get. That was the base of the lung. Now let's go to the side of the lung. It's a three-part breathing. Place your palms like so. So you're sort of cupping your side of the chest. Now, I want you to observe the lungs expanding sideways. So place the fingertips, fingers close together. Sit up tall. Inhale and observe the lungs expanding on the side. Remember, the lungs are like a box. They can expand all four directions. Exhale as you release. Feel that box compressing. Keep going at your own pace. Inhaling, open up that box from the sides. Exhaling as you release. Be aware, be mindful of this breath. Keep going. Inhale, open up on the sides. Feel the breath. Expand. Those muscles are tight. Exhale as you release. Lungs are safely placed inside the rib cage. So here we're trying to expand the rib cage itself, the muscles on that rib cage. Keep going. Opening up the lungs from the side. Exhaling as you release. Release the palms, take a moment and shake it out. That was the second part of this three-part breathing. So we're just breaking up the lungs into three parts. The base, the sides, and now we go to the top. Remember the top part of the lungs, which is what we use usually. Place your thumb on your armpit. Place your thumb on your armpit, the four fingers coming to the top of your lungs. Possibly even your middle finger can touch if it can. So focusing just on the top part of your lungs, elbows up. Inhale, open up the top of your lungs. Let the fingers expand. Exhale as you release. Let the fingers come back together. Keep going. Inhale, open up the lungs as the top part extends. Exhale as you release. Let the fingers touch. Keep going. Inhaling, opening up the top of the lungs. You can close your eyes and do this mindfully. Exhaling as you release, releasing the lungs from the top. One more time. Inhale as you open up the lungs. Think of it as a box that's trying to expand. Exhaling as you release, bring the lungs back to neutral. Release the palms, sit still. Normal breathing. So we just broke up the lungs into three parts, and consciously and mindfully we were breathing into the base, the sides, and the top. Just sort of being aware of the lungs as a big box that we need to expand in all four directions. So got that? That was one practice of breathing. So we did the just breath awareness and curling the tongue. That was our first practice. Second practice, we drew the square. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So drawing that big square. So you can ask your kids to draw a bigger square. So inhale, make your square really big. Hold it for that big, long, vertical, horizontal line. So play around with the square as you breathe the four-part breathing. And this is a three-part breathing, the base, the sides, and the top. Got it? Three different kinds of breathing. Let's go to maybe two more, or if I have time, three more kinds of. Are you okay? Everyone's okay? Let me know when to stop. If it's too much, do stop. Okay?
No, it's amazing.
The next one, as I told you, is the right and left nostril. How the right nostril is connected to the left side of the brain. The left is connected to the right side of the brain. Any time of the day, if you're stressed, anxious, you want to cool down, or you feel the heat. The heat is something we Indians feel a lot. The Westerners don't believe in this body heat. You know, but we know what is this body heat. You just feel hot, things are not getting digested, you feel acidity, you feel bloated. All that is the heat in the body that it is working, you know. So if you want to cool down the body, you sit up tall. Let's start. Always, we're starting single nostril breathing. Your left hand, you can keep it, index and thumb joined together. You can just place it on your thighs and just keep the palm there. Index and thumb gently pressed, and you keep it on your thighs. with your right hand, with your right thumb, you close your right nostril, gentle close with your right nostril, your 4 fingers pointing forward. You can close your eyes. Again, the same thing. Spine is upright, shoulders open, chin parallel. Deep inhale and exhale just through the left nostril. Don't force the breath. Take it slow, take it deep. Remember the different parts of the lungs. Remember, you have to fill up that box fully and empty that box fully. So just close your eyes, mindful breathing, inhaling through the left, exhaling through the left. The left is the cooling part of the breath. So again, practice when you're anxious, stressful, feel the heat, great for the summer times. The left nostril goes to the right side of the brain. So again, practiced when you want to quieten down the body, quieten down the mind, slow down your metabolism, slow down your response to things. You're able to think clearly, act calmly, take decisions very measuredly. That's when you do the left side nostril breathing. Accessing the feminine side of our personality. The body is always made up of feminine and masculine, even though we identify as a gender. We have both traits within us and both are equally important. Release the right palm, normal breathing. Let's do the same with the other side. So palm, index and thumb joined together, place it on your thighs, sit up tall. Left thumb for your left nostril, gently close, no pressure. 4 fingers pointing forward. And continue, inhaling and exhaling with the right nostril. This is a good time to observe if one nostril is a little bit blocked than the other. We usually have one nostril blocked, which is very normal. Start to observe the quality of the breath from the left to the right. Remember, the right is connected to the left side of the brain. This is great to do if you're feeling sluggish, if you're feeling less energy, you want some action, you want some energy in the body, in the mind. If you want to activate your digestion, you want to activate your energy levels, maybe just before a meeting. You want to get charged up. And slowly release, return to normal breathing. Now, the single nostril is only practiced if you have very wide disparities, like you're really, really anxious and stressed out. I would suggest do just the left nostril to quieten yourself down. And if you're feeling very, very sluggish, just do the right. But generally what we do is right and left, alternate nostril breathing, so everything is balanced out. Okay, so this is a practice that you can do any time of the day. So sit up nice and tall. Again, left index and thumb joined together, 3 fingers pointing down on your thighs. Right palm, gently place the thumb for your right nostril. The ring finger is for your left nostril. Keep it here for now. Thumb for your right nostril, ring finger for your left. You've got these 2 fingers left over. Just place them on your third eye, between the eyebrow center. So don't close, don't press them, leave them there. The thumb for the right nostril, ring finger for your left, 2 fingers on your third eye. The pinky finger can just be here. Spine is upright, shoulders open, chin parallel. We always start with the left. So close your right nostril with the thumb. Deep inhale through the left. Close the left with your ring finger. Open the right. Exhale through your right. Continue. Inhale through the right. Close the right with the thumb. Open the left. Exhale with the left. Continue at your own pace. Inhaling through 1. Close. Open the other. Exhale through the other. Keep going at your own pace. So what you're doing here is breathing through one, you close, exhale through the other. So remember, connected to the right side, connected to the left side, balancing out the right side of the brain, balancing out the left side of the brain. Don't force the breath, let it be natural. Just breathing. We have two energies in the body, the right side, the left side, the heat, the cold. We don't want to be too hot. We don't want to be too cold. We want to balance everything out. A beautiful practice to be done every morning before you start the day. You do the breath awareness with the tongue curled. You do the square breathing. And you can do this alternate nostril breathing. Always starting from the left. You close the right and start your inhale from the left. Close the left and exhale from the right. For the last few breaths, as you continue this practice, whichever nostril you've inhaled, you close that nostril. So literally at this point, both nostrils are closed. You retain the breath for a brief moment. Then open the other nostril and exhale out. Again, hold that exhale for a brief moment. Inhale in. Hold that inhale for a brief moment. And exhale out. So manipulating the breath in so many different ways. As I said, the kumbhakas, retaining on the inhale, retaining on the exhale. So your quality of your inhale improves, the quality of your exhale improves just by that mindful, minute retention. The next time you exhale from the left nostril, you always start and finish on the left. When you exhale from the left nostril, you release the palm and sit still. Normal breathing. You can open your eyes and tell me how you feel. I can see a glow behind Alia's head. She's got that Buddha ka glow. Aage abhi se. Just by breathing, I can see the yellow glow behind you. So you see how your life changes. You see how your face changes, your facial muscles change just by breathing. Just the power of breath that we can completely change our lives. And people hardly ever notice this or go for this. So shall I go for one more or should I stop? I have two more that I have written down. Shall I? Okay, Charlotte is also in the glow. Okay, the next one is great for summer. In summer, the body is heated up. Again, great for our Dubai summers, our Indian summers. This is called the cooling breath, Sheethali Pranayama. Sheethali is cooling. Sheetal is cool. So everything cools down. So this is how you go with that breath. Now, some of you may not be able to do this. We'll try for an alternative. You extend the tongue out. Curl the tongue. Curl. See if some of you can not curl the tongue. Yes, I can see Rani can curl. Aisha can curl. Anupama, yes. Some of you may not be able to curl. Alia is struggling. Curling. Beautiful. Radia, beautiful. You've curled the tongue. So you've created sort of a little canal. You've created a canal there by rolling the tongue. For those of you who can't curl the tongue, like Alia, just keep the tongue sticking out. Just keep the tongue sticking out. That's enough. Okay? So wherever you are, curled tongue or tongue sticking out, you're going to breathe in through that channel that you created. By curling the tongue, you created a passage there. So here. Like you're sucking in through a straw, through that channel. Take the tongue inside. Once you finish your inhale, close the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Synchronize that. Let's do that. Tongue out. Curl. Take the tongue in. Close the mouth. Breathe out through the nose. Simple Sheethali Pranayama. When you inhale with that curled tongue, automatically you see the breath is cool as it enters you. I hope you notice that. When you curl the tongue and breathe in through that channel, automatically you notice the breath is getting a bit cooler. You take the tongue in, you close and exhale through the nose. Cooling pranayama, great for summer times. Just regulating the body temperature when you feel that heat going too much. So it takes a little bit of synchronization. Okay, don't force the breath, just go naturally, curling the tongue, inhaling through that to the channel, take the tongue in and out. Nice, Radia, beautiful. That's it. Don't force it. Close the mouth and exhale through the nose. Beautiful. Feeling that coolness already when you inhale and exhale through the curled tongue. This is called Shitali Pranayama, done during the summer months. The final pranayama, we'll just take a minute and we'll just go over it. You can practice it later. I mean, there are other pranayams. There are so many different kinds that would be in a whole session by itself. I'm just taking snippets of everything by itself. Now, this one, to improve your focus, your concentration, to take your awareness within yourself. You will not be able to hear me once you start the pranayama. So after possibly 10 breaths, you release and come out of the practice. So the goal is to close your senses. So with your thumb, don't close as yet, but place it on your ear lobe. So you're trying to close the ears. So just place it on the lobe of your ear. Turn the palm, 2 fingers, they close the eyes. So 2 sense organs shut. You've got the ring finger, just place it on that bony bit of your nose. The pinky finger does nothing. So the plan is, you're closing your ears, you're closing your eyes, a gentle pressure where you close the nose a little bit. You take a deep inhale. This is called Bhramari Pranayama, where you hum like a bee. Now, let me talk for a minute. Remove your hands, release your hands. Now, Bhramari, the humming of a bee. That's the humming of a bee. The humming of the bee, the frequency of that humming is very similar to the frequency of space, 36.6, which is the frequency of space, the sound in space. The frequency of this hum is the same as your Om chanting. In yoga, we chant Om. So we sit up tall and we take a deep breath and we say Om. So that the frequency of that Om is similar to the hum of a bee. So we're trying to get that frequency within ourselves, which can, the cells start to vibrate in this. In this frequency, the cells of your brain start to vibrate, taking you to a higher level of spiritual consciousness. Okay? We may believe in God, we may not believe, but we all believe there's a higher power above us. And we all believe that our cells of our body need to be tuned to that higher consciousness. Whatever we believe in, there is something above us that we need to tune into. We're constantly tuned into the mundane of the life. And the minute we elevate ourselves to that frequency, we're connected to the higher power. And that is the whole goal of our existence in this world, isn't it? Yeah. So you're closing the 3 sense organs and you inhale, and then when you exhale, you go for the Bhramari, the bee sound. So I'll show you once. The ear is closed, eyes are closed, the nose is slightly closed. Deep inhale through the nostril. I want you to try this and experience this. Let's all do together. With your thumb, you close your ears. 2 fingers, close your eyes. A gentle pressure where the nose is slightly compressed. Take a deep inhale through the nostrils. And your exhalation is like a hum. Go at your own pace. Go at your own pace. Don't worry about the mic. Just go. Hum. I'm not hearing any hum. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Just hum. Like the hum of a bee. Continue. Again, take a deep inhale through the nose. Ears closed, eyes closed, and hum. And release on the next exhalation. Release. When you're done, you release. Released, just sit still. So, for those who have finished, did you observe any sense of vibration inside you?
Yeah.
When you close your sense organs, you close the ears, you close the eyes and the nose, there's a little vibration when you're humming the bee. Did you notice that? So that is called a Brahmari Pranayama, or humming like a bee, by you're closing a couple of the sense organs. And so your awareness is heightened. Your awareness within yourself is a little bit more elevated. And then you exhale out like a bee. So that was a power of the breath. I hope you enjoyed it.
Wow.
Beyond what we are supposed to, but just we got it within us. It's there, and we're breathing every minute, every second of our lives. How about just being aware of that breath? Just sit up tall and breathe and be aware, be mindful of that breath. You'll find the way you react to the world outside will change. There's no way we can change the world, but you can change the way you react to the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents today.
That was amazing, Kala. Too good, because for me, one of the most difficult one was the breathing exercise. I've tried this like since the childhood. It never worked out for me. I would always run out of breath, and everyone would be taking like the long breath. I would be doing 3, 4 in the midway, and that is it.
Okay.
It
okay.
used
It's
to be
all
like
about
that.
the journey. It's about the journey of getting to a deeper breath,
And then I did not get channelized towards that, so nobody guided me actually how exactly it worked. So today in the beginning, it was like I was not able to catch up. I thought it wouldn't really work out for me, but towards the end, it was like, oh, that long one I could take. So it's a big achievement for me today, Kala. Thank you so much.
Manipulating the lungs, the breath, and making sure, think of it as a box and see how shallow we breathe. The next time you're anxious, the next time you're stressed out, think of that big lungs that we have to breathe from the base of the lungs. And you can do all of this lying down also. Some of the techniques you can just do lying down and ease out into your sleep at night. Great for good sleep. If you practice this mindful breathing, switch off your internet for a while and do breathing. This is what we're born for,
This I've heard and tried a couple of times. Like someone really suggested me. There was a time I couldn't sleep, like a couple of years back, and they had told me this to how to hold the breath and then release it. So the deep breathing actually led me to sleep. Like within maybe 5-10 minutes, I would be off. I wouldn't remember what exactly was happening. So yes, but sometimes when I was like thinking a lot and my mind was multitasking, it would not work because I couldn't get that part. When I'm focusing on the breath. So, yeah.
So, I mean, I know we did go through many techniques today. It's probably like over the head, but hopefully you remember some of it. Just want to give you a taster of everything that we can do in an hour. But try this next time. I mean, remember the phrase, like take a deep breath, take a deep breath. We say it so casually, but this is what it means by take a deep breath. because it affects your parasitic nervous system, which calms you down immediately. The nervous system quietens you down. The brain stops being all flustered, you know. Hope you gained something from this, and
I think people have something to say, yeah, Kala.
go
So
ahead,
they
please.
wanted to share. Yes,
Go,
please.
Charlotte.
I would just like to say I'm so glad I came for this. I had just gone to a doctor's appointment and had rushed back for this one. I was having such a bad headache, Kala. I'm on antibiotics due to some infection. But I have never underestimated the power of breathing. I'm so glad doing it with you was such a pleasure. I've actually got rid of my headache. My mom just kept the tablets.
Wow.
I've got rid of it. It's amazing. And what she said about square breathing, oh my God, it's such a beautiful technique. We just did it with the children in our last life skill workshop. So, you know,
Make them make the square bigger. Make the
yes,
square bigger.
yes,
Yeah.
and they love doing it. Please do it with all your kids, what you just said. It's amazing. I've experienced wonders as a person. And when she said that it's the easiest for kids because you're giving them something to look forward to,
Yeah.
making that square. I think it's beautiful. Thank you so much. Extremely grateful. Thanks.
Anyone else? Rani? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Rani.
I do yoga, but the way you started it, right from the beginning, each and every minute details you gave, it was amazing. It's like with the pictures, how the diagram, we need to inhale, how we need to exhale, and how the wind goes inside and air which we breathe. It was too good. I mean, like this minute details are really very important for I mean, like those who are not doing like yoga and especially breathing exercise. I also avoid like Aisha ma'am. Even I avoid. I also have some health issues. For breathing is not my cup of tea. That's what I used to think. But today, my technique, that breathing in and then releasing it down, like this was amazing. It was totally different and new to me. And then the other techniques, those are really very good and easy and like we can do it in daily life.
Exactly. Yeah. So next time you see fancy poses on Instagram by yogis, you are bigger yogis than them because that they're doing that to reach this stage. This is the true purpose of yoga, to breathe and to reach for a higher conscious level, you know, to connect with a higher power. And you're already there with the breath. You can skip the whole asana practice. The asana, the stretching is just to keep the body healthy, you know. The final goal of all of this is the mind. Yeah.
Very like simple way and you know it's like focusing especially in Brahmari or in any breathing exercise, it's really difficult, but the way you explained it was amazing. Like I was also feeling, no, I should get focused and listen what exactly ma'am is teaching. Thank you so much.
Just pass this on to your kids, to your family, and let everybody
Sure,
gain
ma'am.
from the power of breath. Yeah.
That's it.
Anupama, and yeah, Radia.
Yes, thank you so much, so much. It was a great, great, great session. The way you taught us really showed us the expertise you have in your field. Mashallah, mashallah. Keep it up. I just wanted to ask one thing, ma'am. Like, my doctor had one mentioned to me, like, if you practice regular breathing exercise, there's no need for you to go to this beauty parlors, no need for you to go to gyms
It's
and
like
all.
the oxygen pumping. You've got it in your lungs.
So, if you do regular breathing sessions, you don't need to go to beauty parlors and all.
Not like that. Your skin gets more oxygen, it pumps up more oxygen. So skin is the largest organ of the body. You know, like we focus on minute things, but you've got this big skin covering you, which is the largest organ of your body. And if you can give oxygen to this largest organ of the body, you pumped oxygen there, you know, and automatically the creases will go away, the lines will go away because you're not always like, we get those lines, we're always worrying about something, the eyebrows are creased out. When you release all of that and you smile and you breathe, automatically you got a facial there, you know.
You're feeling so much refreshed already, actually.
It works for asthma patients too. Some of these breathing techniques, if you got asthma, is just the air passage starting to clog in slowly, you know. So the more you pump in air and the passages are starting to open, early onset of asthma can also be rectified. Of course, this is not a remedy for a doctor. Certain things you have to go to a doctor. But I'm just saying prevention is better than leading to something else. You know?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
We had a lot of people without coming on the camera, so I don't know.
Kala, I would like to add in here, please.
Yeah, go ahead, add. Yes. Love what you
Yeah.
said.
Especially with today's session, I would say I have been practicing yoga, but and it has also been my passion since the time I was in school, because in school we used to have some asanas going on, and it really I got attracted to it. But today, like especially, I would say for some reasons I um, overslept, and my son went to school without his tiffin box, and I was so tense since morning that I don't know, it never happens, no, actually. So as a mother, I was very tense that he will come now at 3 o'clock, I don't know what he'll do and all. But after this session and with this breathing exercises, I would say that tension has released completely, and that calmness which I'm feeling now is completely different from what I was when I woke up. So I
What
would
is not
really
in your
say
control, you
yoga,
just let go. That's it.
yoga really calms you down, and
Actually, I
you
wanted
get
to
that.
do one more exercise. I did, but that's a longer exercise where you sit quietly, close your eyes, and think of an incident like this, where you're angry at yourself or you're angry at someone or something, and you see the quality of your breath changes. And the minute you calm down and you forget and you forgive and you relax, the quality of your breath changes. So it's such a minute thing. For that, you have to have that utmost awareness of your
Yeah, I
breath.
could feel that vast difference, like what I was feeling in my mind in the morning. Now, suddenly after this breathing exercises, no, it's totally calmed down, and I'm feeling a bit content now. So
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much for such a lovely session, and your explanation was just awesome, I would say.
The
You
voice.
explained it so well.
Years and years
Thank
of
you.
gyan, years and years of giving gyan. But do follow me on Yoga with Kala. If anyone hasn't yet already, you'll see me there. Wednesday, we're starting the asana side of my giving back to the community, which is 108 sun salutations, which is it's intense. So we're starting off with 150 people through IWD. We have 150 now signed up. So let's see who manages to reach the end on June 21st. Stay tuned. You're happy to come and join for the first few weeks and just see what the sun salutation is, and you can drop off anytime. Okay. So send me a message if you're interested in being a part of it.
I
Yes,
have
Supriya.
joined it, and inshallah hope to be till the end.
Let's see it. Yeah. Yes, Supriya, you
So
wanted to say something?
First of all, your voice is so soothing and calming. I must appreciate that. For a yoga teacher, you're perfect. You were born to be a
Thank you.
yoga teacher. Because just hearing you is so calming, and then that passion or the positivity comes in. Okay, just leave everything aside. Listen to this lady. She's here to this instill some positivity in you, and that actually turned out really good. You must like you have touched so many lives that I don't think you know of, and yes, it is beautiful the way you teach, and you do understand it's not just the breathing that one can concentrate. For the one who are pro yoga people, they don't understand why is this person not understanding. Breathing is so easy, just do it. But you do understand the mentality of the person who does not know anything about it, and you treat them that way, give them a project in their head. That people today love to chase a project or love to chase a challenge, kids especially. So give them a square, tell them about a box, and put something in their head, and then they can concentrate. They do not know what you're saying by breathing everybody does, so they're like, how can we not do breathing? What's new in that? So you tell us how to think about it, and then give your 110%. And thinking about that thing makes us cut out from the world and thinking about anything else that is running through our mind at that minute. So it's beautiful how you explain it. Yoga is not new to me. My mother is a yoga teacher, but the way you explain is beautiful, and I must say that you are incredible.
Thank you.
Keep
Thank
going.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback.
amazing. Anybody else? Anupama, anybody else want
Wanted
to
to
say
ask you
something?
one small question on my child's behalf. If I give him that square exercise, he will be just asking me, can I take another shape? So can we think of another shape instead of square?
A balloon. Think of a balloon blowing. Think of them. If it's for kids, I wouldn't do this for adults, because for kids, just sort of ask them to think they have a balloon in their hand. Okay. And this is to explore exhalation rather than inhalation. So ask them to take a deep breath and then blow your balloon. and I want them to expand. Whose balloon is the biggest? Come on, expand. Keep exhaling out completely, and then chew, the balloon bursts, So this is like sort of making them exhale out. So they're exhaling more, which is a good quality to explore excellence. So the balloon activity is great for kids, Tell them
Okay,
they have an imaginary balloon that they have to blow as big, and the cheeks puff up and they feel, yeah, my balloon, and they retain the breath. The breath retention automatically happens. And then you just break the balloon and say, yeah, let's blow the balloon again, So this is what I do with little kids.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
you.
So thank you all.
Thank you
Hopefully
so
I
much,
see you
Kala.
somewhere else on Zoom or on
Thank
the
you,
night
ma'am.
somewhere. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Take
Have a
care,
good day.
guys.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye.
Keep practicing the power of breathing, which is so